Alright guys, how's it going? So, for your homework Getting Ready 9, I'm going to do one from each of the three sections that you have to do. So, from the first section I'm going to do number 2. You treat this just like solving equations, really. Except for the one difference that we talked about in class. So you're trying to get this x by itself. The easiest thing to get rid of is this minus 3. So you do the opposite, the inverse, which is plus 3. All we have left over here is a 4x. This is your greater than sign. And 13 plus 3 is 16. You know there's multiplication here, so to get rid of this 4, you would divide by 4 on both sides. And then you end up with your answer being x is greater than 4. Okay? So there's not really any tricks to the first 3 questions, so you should be able to sort through those. Alright. Now this is the one where you have to read the word problem and write an inequality from it. So it says renting the ice skating rink for Dane's birthday party costs $200. That's important. Plus $4 per person. That sounds like my number that's changing. If the cost was $324, that's important also. How many people were at Dane's birthday party? This is a little tricky. Okay, so we already identified that the party costs $200. That's not changing. Doesn't matter if only one person shows up or 20 people show up, he still has to pay $200, right? Now, for each person that walks in, they have to pay $4. So you're gonna have to add $4 per. I'm gonna use a P for example in this, so it makes sense to me. $4 per person. If you use an X instead, that's fine. It's the same thing. You're using a variable to represent $4 per person, but I'm going to use P. And if the cost was $324, I know I'm going to need that over here on the other side of my inequality sign. It says how many people were at Dane's birthday party. So I know the cost cannot be greater than 324 because he can't afford that, right? It says that he only had, or it costs $324. So I'm going to go with it could be less than $324 or equal to, because they're making it seem like it's okay if the cost was $324. So it could be equal to that. Could be equal to 324, but also there could have been less than that amount of people. Okay, so now you solve your inequality. You look for the thing that's easiest to get rid of, which is this 200. To get rid of it, you do minus 200 on both sides. That's going to leave you with 4p is less than or equal to 124. Now, you need to think about what operation is here near your p, which is times. So you're going to divide by 4 on both sides. And the answer that you're going to come up with if you do 124 divided by 4 is that the number of people that could have come is less than or equal to 31. Okay? So that's your answer for number 5. And hopefully that made sense. These are the people at the party dancing, and that's a disco ball. Okay, so the last one is, now we have to solve the inequality, but also we're going to have to graph it, right? So just to recap, you have two options when you're setting your points on the number line. The closed circle means that it has to be equal to that number. So it could be the greater than or equal to or less than or equal to sign. If it's an open circle, that means that number is important, but it can't equal it. So it could be just the greater than or the less than sign. Okay? So what's near this x that we need to get rid of is the plus 15. You do the opposite, which is minus 15, minus 15. Bam! Those cancel out. All you have left is the x is less than 12 minus 15. We'll give you negative 3. Now really, how you set this up is up to you. Just make sure that you have this number negative 3 on it. I'll just put a 0 here and go backwards. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now looking at this sign, it's a less than sign, right? And remember I said if you have an issue, remember which way the arrow goes. You could just draw a little line in it, which shows you which way your arrow should be pointing. So it needs to be over the negative 3, and it does not have this equal to sign, which means that it has to be open. So put that there, and this arrow shows us it should be pointing to the left. Okay? Alright guys, hopefully you're able to knock out the rest of your homework. Have a great night.